Okay, I'm doing a walkthrough and a code analysis of my Sloth Flee and Climb program. In this, I'll probably be adding new code to my program, which will be shown in this video, if I get around to that. So the Sloth Flee and Climb is a game I've been working on for a university project. In the game, you have to... The original idea was to, in a sort of temple run style, you'll be running up the screen away from a potential fire. Due to a technical limitations on my end, being a bit slower with my development, I decided to change the game into something a bit more silly, fun, kind of with an Angry Birds, just a game to annoy you, but you can't stop playing it sort of thing, as you could probably tell by the next 10 minutes of me sat here playing it myself. So the idea is, in this new version of the game, is you go around the camera like this level with numerous obstacles in the way, and you have to come out and collect coins. Each coin is, how would you say, they increase your score, they rebuff your energy. Once your energy depletes to 0, you die, you fail, have to start again. As you collect coins though, it rebuffs your energy, plus it increases your speed, so even though you are getting benefits from it, it is also making it harder for you, because the faster you're going, the harder it is to dodge a bunch of obstacles. So far, I have shown to my lecturers and a few other people this initial base level. I am planning on creating some more assets throughout the rest of this project, and probably after the project is handed in and everything, I'm going to work on it more then. Let's start by looking at some of the code. I should have probably opened this all up before. And that is why. So, this is my first lot of code. This includes my player move class. My player move class is the main controller for the player. It includes your base speed, which I set it to 50, but obviously it's a public, so the speed can be changed through in the actual main Unity program. I have a public energy decay. Oh, it's best just to say that all of my variables in this situation are public, and they tend to be calling from the other classes from the top. This is just so I could have it attached to empty game objects in the game world. That will make it so instead of me having to interlink all my code, I have it just there set ready for me. I started off the program initially by just coding the up, down, left, right movements. This includes the rigid body get component, as well as all the vectors going with the standard WASD controls. -1 will take you left, +1 will take you right, so on and so forth in the y-axis as well, going up and down based on W and S. I did later on add an ability to escape to the main menu, by just exiting, but that will quit the game. Something I will probably change to have a better function in the future. When the player moves in each if statement, depending on it, it will each time call this one instance of a method called player movement, which goes towards the energy decay class over here. Let's go look at this quick. Your base energy is at 100, and that updates straight off the bat. As soon as you start the program, the game, it will be updated. You have an energy loss of -1. This happens when, if you look in the player move function again, I'm getting lost in my own code here. Yeah, it's there. So in the player movement, the energy loss here, that is called every update. Every time a button is pressed or held, that will take away your energy. I was originally going to have it where the energy was depleted every second, but when I tried to get it to work, it either depleted too quickly or it didn't deplete at all. With this method, I actually quite like it, because the faster you go, the more times you're pressing the buttons, the more hard it gets, because you're trying not to lose your energy. Once the energy, you hit a coin, you get an energy gain that takes you back to 100. Instead of it being a certain number going up, I just thought just stack you back up to 100. Makes sense. And finally, I have update energy. This is, if you saw in my little instance of the game, you have in the top right hand corner a little text. The text will, as you can see up here, I'll pause that so I don't mess anything up. 87 out of 100, that means I have 87 energy out of 100, obviously, but that comes from this line of code here, where it calls it all together. Back to play and move, we'll go into the next part. This is the collision part, which goes in, links both to energy, score, and my game fail, or my game over class. We'll start with the game over class, as that is really quick and simple. Game over, all it does is, on my screen, you can't see it until I stop running it, I have a big game over there on my game side of the screen. However, this isn't really an issue. As you saw in the code, I've just set it to be false, it won't be there. Same happens with score. You can't even see score yet, but because it's written in through code, so once you complete, or once you've game overed, you'll get your score. That's all of this sorted. There is a redundant line of code there, I'll take that out. I was trying to get that return to menu button taken out, but I realized some people might click on it before, and it was really bugging me it was a bug, and it was bugging me. So I've just left it for now. I think it is harmless. Especially where I've placed it, it's inoffensive. It looks like it's almost like the escape key is just up in the corner. Next, we'll look at score. Score is a bit more complex in how I first approached it. It seems simple. It has a text file, top right. It's based where we saw it before. We have a private integer of score. Score is 0 by default, but there's a add score command and an update score command. This is very similar to my energy decay. It's the exact same sort of idea, but in a different way. What this does is every time in player move you collide with a coin, an object tagged with coin. This will be any pickup based object. At the moment it's just those little gold ring coin things that you can see around the map. Every time you hit one, it will add score. It will take it to this code, wrong code, add score, finish it, update. Then it finishes that line of code. Then I have energy gain. We've seen that in the energy decay. This just resets it to 100. And it adds speed. That's to add some difficulty to the game. And finally, I have game fail. Game fail is received when you hit an obstacle. The obstacle are those, as you can tell, brown things, the bricks. They are meant to be tree branches. Once you fail, it takes you to the game over screen, back here, what we saw before, runs through it, there we go. Finally, we can take a quick look at the menu system. The menu system is what I'm using for any buttons and etc. So in my main menu, each button, all two of them, will use the scene manager to take you to the load scene, and it will quit the application if you press quit. The return to menu button at the bottom that you can see there is the one that's on the main screen. I've initially had this as just to be for the menu, but I realized that if all buttons have to be put on a canvas, and buttons are really easy to code, so there's that. As you can see over here, I have a very unorganized mess of work. So you have my canvas, this is everything on screen in the UE. Coin spawns are a bunch of empty positions dotted around the map. Every time you collect the coin, it will respawn in one of these spawns. The spawner moves each time. So the spawner spawns a coin, and the spawner moves. So every time a coin is spawned, it spawns from the spawner, which is always in one of these 5 positions. It's a little convoluted. I was trying to do it where you wouldn't need the spawner. Each spawn would do it for you. The problem was with that is it got a little bit glitchy. It started spawning more one than one coin, when the whole point is you're meant to be chasing one coin around the map in a random fashion. As you can see, I've also got my game fail, my energy, and I believe I have score right down at the bottom there. These are all empties. I have basically, other than score here, just set them to position 0. They're right in the center of the map. You can't see them because they're empty game objects, but each one has a code attached to it to work properly. Camera default, I've just panned it up a little bit to make it so you're always looking slightly up. I was originally going to have it follow the player, but the player rotates and it was a bit silly. Background is this. You can't tell from here, but if I scroll around, the background is this plane behind the map, behind this green thing here. The green thing is meant to be vines which are see-through to make it look like you're climbing a vine. And then the branches you were meant to be able to rest on to recuperate your energy, but I feel like this new idea for the game makes it a bit more, despite the fact you're not playing a full fleshed out game, it's got that Angry Birds, quick, simple, but really charming and annoying gameplay, which I quite like in my games at the moment. So the background was supposed to have a big picture of a rainforest on it. I could still probably add that on in 10 minutes time. I believe that is everything I can cover with what I have done so far. I am probably going to add one line of code while I'm here before I finish off this video, and that is in my energy decay, or would it be in my player move? I would say player move, or would I? No, I would say in energy decay you will have, I'm stuck on which side to put this on. So my whole point is I'm trying to say if your energy reaches 0, let's try it in here. So energy dot energy. So take a look. Maybe try. Oh, I've already got energy loss in here, haven't I? Maybe I could have it return a variable, which will be whatever. Well, it will be here. It will be whatever energy is now. I can return energy to this part here. Is that possible at all anyway? It is not. But then again, I can just call in, I believe I can just call in the player from over here and destroy the player through that. I will work on this outside of the video, as I've got a little bit more I'm going to add to this. And then when I come back, I'll show you a new video. I'll upload a new video with all the changes I've done with a run through of the game. I'm going to upload, before this video, I will upload a basic version of my Let's Play already. It's only a couple minutes long, but it'll be a bit fun. So, thank you for listening. I hope this was relatively interesting.